All right, here we go. WNBA's officials expose blatantly cheating for A'ja Wilson. I mean, this is blatant cheating. Breanna Stewart pissed off about it after the game, and she was had to speak to the media. This is nasty.
Welcome back, buddy. Because anyone expecting professional basketball to enjoy a quiet weekend was badly mistaken. What unfolded was one of the wildest, most dramatic, and controversy-packed stretches the league has experienced in recent memory. In Portland, fans witnessed what felt like a hostile invasion, complete with a historic record-setting performance and a polarizing player answering an arena full of boos in the loudest way possible. Meanwhile, elsewhere in the country, a late-game officiating disaster ignited a completely different firestorm and split the basketball audience straight down the middle. The New York Liberty and Las Vegas Aces found themselves at the center of a final seconds controversy that left superstar Breanna Stewart furious enough to unload during her post-game media availability. Did the referees make a decisive call that protected A'ja Wilson when the game was hanging in the balance? Did New York lose a legitimate opportunity to complete the comeback and force overtime? Stay locked in, buddy, because we are breaking down both the breathtaking basketball and the unbelievable controversy currently shaking this league from top to bottom. Subscribe to the channel and let us jump directly into everything that happened. We begin in Portland, Oregon, where the Indiana Fever arrived at the Moda Center for their showdown with the Portland Fire. Long before the opening tip, this matchup was surrounded by suffocating tension. A large rally had formed outside the building in response to recent widely discussed remarks from Fever guard Sophie Cunningham regarding transgender participation in women's sports. The energy around the arena was intense, emotional, and impossible to ignore, and the Portland crowd was clearly prepared to express exactly how it felt. When Cunningham entered the game midway through the opening quarter, the building exploded, but the reaction was anything except welcoming. A thunderous chorus of boos poured down from nearly every direction. The hostility was immediate, the pressure was enormous, and the entire arena seemed determined to make her uncomfortable. Plenty of players would have tightened up, lost confidence, or disappeared under that kind of public anger. Sophie Cunningham, however, had a completely different response in mind. What would she do with thousands of people openly rooting for her to fail?
And this is what you guys do. Come on, man. The fix is in. They are just trying to give A'ja Wilson everything at this point. They are literally trying to give her everything. Jonquel Jones, no one on the Liberty is close to her with the ball. Look at that. I mean, come on, man. Come on, man. WNBA refs. I want an investigation. I want an investigation, okay? Enough is enough. Like, the cheating has to stop. She's a great player without the refs being in her back pocket. That's just how I feel. She's a great enough player without having the refs in her back pocket. And of course, let me see. She shoots another 11 free throws. I mean, the girl shoots 11, 12, 13, 14 free throws a game. She's getting calls like this. Breanna Stewart, not happy about it in the post-game prep.
She turned the entire moment upside down and used the hostility as fuel. Not long after stepping into that emotionally charged environment and absorbing the crowd's furious reaction, Cunningham received the ball, set her feet, and drilled a huge three-pointer that extended Indiana's early advantage to 14. She refused to retreat, hesitate, or show even the slightest sign that the boos were affecting her. Instead, she leaned directly into the villain role Portland had assigned her and appeared to gain energy every time the audience became louder. By the end of the night, Cunningham had contributed an extremely valuable 13 points, giving the Fever important scoring and helping them maintain control of the matchup. But while Cunningham was answering the crowd with timely baskets, someone else on the floor was producing a performance that belonged in the league's record books. We need to discuss Caitlin Clark, because the level of basketball she is playing right now no longer feels ordinary. Opposing defenses continue searching for a workable solution, yet every strategy seems to collapse once she begins controlling the pace, reading the floor, and attacking from every angle. Against Portland, Clark delivered another complete offensive clinic and systematically tore apart everything the Fire attempted defensively. Indiana rolled to a commanding 112-98 victory, giving the Fever their fifth straight win and making their offense look more dangerous with every passing game. The team numbers were impressive, but Clark's individual production left the basketball world stunned once again. She finished with 26 points, collected 10 rebounds, and handed out 10 assists, completing yet another extraordinary all-around performance.
Once that third quarter rolled around, Stephanie White said, "Hey, slow it down, man. We got to get Kelsey Mitchell this 20-point game real quick." And Kelsey Mitchell just kept shooting until she got that 20-point. We have to keep the streak alive. Oh, boy. Caitlin Clark with her fourth career triple-double, 26 points, 10 assists, 10 rebounds. Kelsey Mitchell, 13 straight games with 20-plus points, tied with Diana Taurasi for the second longest streak. She is now looking at Asia Wilson. She has a good amount of games to go to get the Asia Wilson 20-point game streak. But Kelsey Mitchell, she is on her way there. Before we get into the highlights, let's check the box score. Like I said, Indiana Fever came out hot, 27 points in the first quarter, 29 points in the second quarter, 34 points in the third quarter, and that fourth quarter rolls around. Woo! That fourth quarter rolled around. I did think in that fourth quarter, Caitlin Clark was, we were triple-double hunting. We were triple-double hunting. She could have had 30. She could have had an easy 35 if she wasn't triple-double hunting and looking for assists that Aaliyah Boston continued to pass up. Oh, wow. Great pass from Caitlin Clark to Aaliyah Boston, and Aaliyah Boston does a hockey assist to Kelsey Mitchell. Oh, nice pass. Caitlin Clark finding Aaliyah Boston, and Aaliyah Boston gives the ball to Kelsey Mitchell. Yeah, we saw too many of that, especially in the second half. Kelsey Mitchell, 26 points on 21 shots.
Buddy, those numbers gave Caitlin Clark the fourth triple-double of her professional career. That accomplishment becomes even more remarkable when placed beside the history of the league, because she is now level with Sabrina Ionescu for the third highest total of career triple-doubles ever recorded. Even more astonishing, Clark reached that mark in only her 78th professional game. She is operating with a combination of scoring, rebounding, passing, control, and court awareness that very few players have ever shown this early in their careers. That same performance also made Clark the quickest player in league history to surpass both 1,500 career points and 650 assists. The previous standard belonged to the iconic Sue Bird, who reached those totals after 116 games. Clark did it 38 games sooner, demolishing a record established by one of the greatest guards the sport has ever seen. Indiana seized complete control during the third quarter, building its advantage to 18 points and appearing ready to bury Portland before the final period even began. The Fire continued battling and managed to cut into the deficit late in the fourth quarter, creating one last wave of pressure and giving the home crowd a reason to believe a comeback might still be possible. Clark never panicked. In the final minute, she stepped to the free throw line, calmly converted the decisive shots, and removed any remaining doubt about the outcome. The Fever walked away with another victory. Clark added more historic milestones to her rapidly expanding resume, and Portland was left searching for answers after being picked apart by one of the league's most unstoppable offensive engines.
Honestly today, we lost, we lost by 5, and there's things that we could have done different, and there's calls that could have gone our way.
Yeah, there's definitely calls that could have gone your way. There's definitely, I saw a major call with that ref cheating that could have went your way. WNBA got to get it together, man.
But the fact that we were fighting, we were in it for 40 minutes, and it's hard to have improvement off of a loss, but I want to say this is improvement because it's we didn't have to dig ourselves out of a hole. We didn't have to do all these things. We were just playing basketball. We were playing basketball against a good team, and they made more plays than us. And sometimes that's the way it goes. And now we move on and we look forward to Saturday.
Thanks, everyone.
Was that out of bounds in the fourth quarter? Did you have a good look on that?
Yeah, I did. So did Asia. She was walking back to half court.
With their.
Did you hear that? She says, so did Asia. She was walking back to half court. Crazy work, man. Crazy work.
Star power and scoring ability. You try to pick and choose where we think we can win some of the battles. And yes, she didn't have a great first half, maybe scoring wise, but Young does. So this is a really tough team playing here. Third time this season. We had a chance to win. We gave ourselves a chance, and I'm really happy with the way the group fought back, and we're pretty resilient. And again, we had a chance at that.
And then just your spark off the bench over there.
Now catch your breath, buddy, because the conversation takes a hard turn toward the officiating controversy that ended up overshadowing almost everything else from the weekend. While Indiana was putting on an offensive exhibition in Portland, the New York Liberty and Las Vegas Aces were locked in an exhausting heavyweight battle. These are two championship-level teams with elite talent on both sides, and the game lived up to its billing from the opening possession until the final seconds. Las Vegas eventually escaped with a narrow 104-99 win. But simply reading the score does not explain the anger surrounding the finish or why so many fans are demanding accountability from the officiating crew. The most disputed moment arrived with exactly 17.9 seconds remaining and the pressure at its highest point. The Aces held a slim 98-95 advantage, meaning New York still had a real opportunity to force a tie or completely change the result. Aja Wilson, who had dominated throughout the night with 33 points and 10 rebounds, drove aggressively toward the basket while being defended by Liberty center Jonquel Jones. During the physical attack, Wilson appeared to lose possession, sending the ball out of bounds. To viewers inside the arena and countless fans watching from home, the play seemed straightforward. The ball looked like it had last touched Wilson, which would have awarded possession to New York. That call would have given the Liberty a chance to create a game-tying three-point attempt in the closing seconds. Instead, the officials stunned everyone by signaling that the ball had gone off a New York player, allowing Las Vegas to keep possession. The situation became even more frustrating because the Liberty had already spent their only coach's challenge earlier in the contest. With no challenge available, New York had no mechanism to force a replay review of a decision that could determine the entire game. The Liberty were trapped, the ruling stood, and the Aces retained the ball. Jackie Young was intentionally fouled, converted the vital free throws, and effectively shut the door on New York's comeback.
15 points, 3 rebounds from Michaela Timpson. Outside of Caitlin Clark, I gotta say this. Outside of Caitlin Clark, I might have the most faith in Michaela Timpson to make a layup on this team. No bullshit. No bullshit. Outside of Caitlin Clark, I might have the most faith in Michaela Timpson to make a run-of-the-mill, fundamental layup. To finish around the rim, even in traffic. Michaela Timpson right behind Caitlin Clark in terms of my faith in them. Ty Harris didn't really do much today, but I don't really expect Ty Harris to do much. She wasn't really a negative on the floor today, so I will give Ty Harris that. Let's take a look at some of the footage, shall we? Impossible angle. This pass is nasty. Look at this dime. Look at this dime. Caitlin Clark, head up, head up. Kelsey cuts. Look at this. In between, she's passing in between 3 players before the ball even leaves her hand. And then, whoop, it passes a fourth by the time it gets to Kelsey. Caitlin Clark made a pass to Kelsey Mitchell that passed 4 Portland Fire players before it got to Kelsey Mitchell's hands. Nasty work for CC22. Caitlin Clark from anywhere. Caitlin Clark creates space and buries a deep 3. I love that little skip dribble she does as she sizes up her opponents. Up, in between, step back, 3, right in your face. You ain't guarding that. You ain't guarding that. And you know what? She lets them know right after. She lets them know. You can't guard that shit. You can't guard that. In that first half,
Breanna Stewart had every reason to be angry after producing 26 points and 11 rebounds in a losing effort. And she made no attempt to disguise her frustration once the game ended. During the post-game press conference, the Liberty star directly challenged the quality of the final ruling and made it clear that she believed the referees had missed the play. Stewart went even further, suggesting that Aja Wilson's own body language revealed that the ball had gone off her. When a reporter asked Stewart whether she truly believed the officials had made the wrong decision, her answer came instantly and without uncertainty. Yeah, I did. So did Aja. She was walking back to half court. That detail immediately became the center of the online debate. When an offensive player sees the ball go out and instinctively begins retreating to defend the other end, it often indicates that the player believes possession is changing. Stewart's observation gave furious fans even more reason to argue that the call was obviously incorrect. Social media erupted, replay clips spread everywhere, and accusations quickly surfaced that officials had protected one of the league's biggest superstars during the most important possession of the night. Whether someone believes the mistake was intentional or simply another example of poor late-game officiating, the damage was already done. A critical matchup between 2 elite teams ended with the conversation focused less on the basketball and more on whether the Liberty were denied a fair opportunity to finish the game.
Chris, you guys are giving up the most threes this month, and they shot 46% from deep tonight. I guess, what do you think is going on with your guys' perimeter defense in particular, especially, I mean, there's layers to that, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, they hit some open ones and they hit some tough ones, but you can't take everything away. So I think in general, like, we want to definitely protect the three-point line, but against this team especially, like, they're very good in the paint. Like, we know that, and they got hot a little bit, and obviously we have to do a better job with our shot challenges, and probably earlier than that, probably just pursuit and trying to get connected and not stress our bigs out. Like, you can't take away the rim, paint, and the three-point line. So I just think overall, like, we got to keep taking the right steps forward. And again, it's more about not the three going up, but what happens before that, and we just need to be attached a little bit more, continue to fight.
And Brianna, just like big picture on the defense for this month, it's definitely like dropped a little bit without Leo and Satu and all of that. But I guess just what do you think needs to change for you guys to be able to like up the intensity on that end and have more resistance?
I mean, I think, just continuing to be up and in a little bit more. Like that just means like everybody has a little bit higher pickup point based on their individual matchup. But like our defense is changing scheme to scheme based on the games. So I think that
So this league has somehow delivered two completely different forms of chaos at the same time. In Portland, Caitlin Clark continued destroying long-standing records while Sophie Cunningham answered an arena filled with hostility by knocking down major shots and helping Indiana secure its 5th consecutive victory. In Las Vegas, Breanna Stewart walked away furious after an out-of-bounds ruling that she believes stole New York's chance to tie the game and possibly complete a dramatic comeback. Now I need your honest reaction in the comments, buddy. Do you believe the officials deliberately gave A'ja Wilson and the Aces the benefit of the doubt on that final possession? Or was it simply a terrible mistake made at the worst possible moment? And after another triple-double, another league record, and another dominant Fever victory, is Caitlin Clark currently putting together the greatest statistical season the sport has ever witnessed? Let your strongest opinions be heard below. Anyone who wants the unfiltered truth about the WNBA stories that major sports media refuses to confront needs to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and activate every notification. Buddy, we are not backing down, we are not ignoring the controversy, and we will see you in the next